Hello everyone, Chicken here with the MSC patch review. So they will be playing on this patch for MSC, and you can see the red dots here. I have not, well, I guess more of a reaction than review than anything, but I have not looked at anything so far. I know briefly about what the patch is about, but this will all be, my reaction is pretty new here. So battlefield adjustments, they added a new item, Sky Piercer. 60 adaptive attack and plus 15 move speed. After dealing damage to enemy hero, executes the hero with their HP lower than 6%. 10 stacks of lethality for each kill and 30% stack for each death. Each stack of lethality increase the HP threshold to execute by 1%. Ooh. Okay. So this basically seems like Collector from League of Legends, if you guys don't know. In terms of the passive. Pretty good assassin item. This will be a first item rush for assassins. This is like a very strong assassin item. For mages, I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess some mages, like, I have to see in game. It does seem like a pretty good mage item as well. Oh no, what am I saying? Collector. It's like Medjai's and Collector. So you lose stacks for each death, but for every kill or every assist, does it count assist too? No, only kills. Okay, so you have to get the kill. So every kill you get stacks, and those stacks basically increase how much damage you're going to do, and then if you die, you lose those stacks in simplified terms. So it's essentially a snowball item. Like if you're super fed, you want to buy this item so you get more stacks and just do so much more damage, because at full stacks it's probably worth a full item even though it costs 1500. So this definitely seems like a rush item for like snowballing assassins or mages that you would get, but it's also risky because if you die with the stacks, it doesn't make the item as worth it, so essentially it becomes like a waste of gold. So it's high risk, high reward. Malefic, oh, Malefic, they have revamped a bit here, so it's a bit cheaper. It gives attack speed and lifesteal. Landing a skill increases basic attack range by 15%. Does that apply to melee as well? Wait, is this? Oh, this is just a new item in general. It's not even the new, like a new Malefic roar. It's just a Malefic gun. It's a new item. So this item, it's a very interesting item. Does this apply to melee too? Is what I'm wondering. Because if it does, that's actually pretty good. I'm trying to think who would build this though. Like on hit bar, like try the try build, like corrosion, DHS, golden staff would be really good with this. Because it's a good kiting item, lifesteal, damage. It's all like good. It's all good for that. I'm not sure. You could probably build it later for crit builds, but since you have to rush crit items, you can't really get this item. But this seems like a pretty strong item. Wishing Lantern. Mages don't have equipment that deal impressive damage to high HP heroes, so you added this equipment. Hopefully it won't do too much damage to squishy heroes. For every 800 damage dealt to an enemy hero, a butterfly goddess is summoned to attack the enemy, dealing magic damage equal to 10% of their current HP. So if you do a chunk of damage to someone, you will basically do a bonus 10% HP. So it's basically a better lethal ignition as an item, is what the passive is. Oh, what just happened? Okay. So that's actually it's pretty good. It's a really good tank bursty item. This is a very good item for mages to burst tanks, which is what it's for. Pretty nice item. It'll be good versus non-tanks too, 10% HP is a lot of HP. So they changed Winter Trunch to where it's adaptive now. So either physical or magic heroes can build this. So it gets a lot more option instead of building Wind of Nature. From certain physical damage heroes. Or, honestly, it's not Wind of Nature. This item is super good for fighters and tanks, because honestly I think this item is a better immortality, because what people would do is immortality and then swap to Winter Trunch, because Winter Trunch doesn't give you any good stats, so you want the immortality, HP, and armor. But since you get adaptive attack with this, you can be a fighter, start with Winter Trunch, use that, then sell it into immo instead, and that way you don't have to wait till you're like 1 HP and you die and you respawn with Winter Trunch HP and you have nothing. So like, this is a very good item for like fighters and tanks that want to have that sort of like, a Kaja ults you, so as soon as the Kaja ult runs out, you use this Winter Crown. So That's a really nice item. Okay, Queen's Wings got reworked. So now it has CD reduction, damage, HP, and spell vamp. Wow, wow, this Queen's Wings seems very strong. Oh, and you get the old fighter. Dude, this is a very... Wow, Queen's Wings made this OP again. This seems insane on fighters, like a second item rush after you get a first damage item. That's pretty nuts. So the lower HP you get, the more damage you deal, up to 15% HP. And you also get damage reduction. And all your cooldowns get reduced by 2 seconds. So that's pretty nuts for a hero like YZ. You know, you get all your core skills 2 seconds lower. You can spam them again once more. Alpha, your skills are already such low cooldown. You get -2 seconds on your like 7-second cooldown ult. Instantly comes back. Many other heroes as well. That's kind of a nuts passive. Very, very strong item. Thunderbolt got reworked. It's was it always that cheap? Maybe it got even cheaper. I can't tell. You get magic defense and physical defense. That's nice. Move speed on Thunderbolt. Plus 20 raw move speed. That's very nice, actually. That's OP as hell. Every 4 seconds, the next basic attack will deal an extra 50 plus 100 defense, magic defense, true damage. Oh, so instead of a skill-based attack, it's just an actual auto now. You don't need to use a skill, then auto. Oh, and okay, it's infinitely scaling. So every single time you hit someone, you will get +1 magic defense and armor. So if you rush this item as like a roam or a tank jungle or a tank XP, you will slowly build up more defense. So this could be insane on like Edith, because that defense turns into damage for you. That's a really nuts passive. Clock of Destiny got reworked for like the 3rd time now. 3rd, 4th time now. Who knows? Okay, so instead of gaining HP, you gain defense every time you deal magic damage to a hero, and it stacks. And every time you drop below 50% HP, recover 15% of HP. Ooh. That's like a good anti-assassin item. Because if assassins don't rush, or if they don't get anti-heal, you're going to regen a bit of HP as a mage, and it's going to be harder for them to burst you. You know, on top of, like, the 400 HP you're getting from the item. So, that, like, instead of mages rushing steel platings or going armor boots, you might see them go clock instead, to where they get that tankiness and a little bit more insurance versus, like, assassins that burst. So I saw this. Axe and Bloodlust got merged. I'm not sure how I feel about this. We'll see once actually like testing game. It seems good, but overall it does seem like a buff. You're basically just sacrificing yeah, okay, never mind. Now that I look at the actual stat changes, it does seem like a buff overall. All you're losing is 150 HP, and instead of waiting for your full passive to get spell vamp, you just get 12% right away. I think it was like 15% at full stacks, but now it's 12%. And then you get a little bit more physical attack. So honestly, this is a pretty big buff to Axe. So like imagine going Axe and Queen's Wings. Like insane synergy between these two items now. As if it wasn't already before, but now it's just even better. So Glowing Wand and Necklace got merged. I think Glowing Wand's like whatever. What is this called now? What is the item called? It just says merge, but it doesn't say what the item is called. But I think this is nuts. Like it's an insane item because supports can basically deal damage by rushing this item, and mages that have to rush this item because the enemy is anti-heal. Like Valentina and Ferrimus struggle a lot because sometimes they'll have to rush Necklace because the enemies have support, but they sacrifice so much of their own damage. So now with this new Glowing Wand passive on the Necklace, it helps make up for that damage. Although a bit more expensive, but it's worth the trade-off. Like that helps a lot with those mages to where that time frame they struggle after they get Necklace just doing damage in general. So Fleeting Time got changed to where it can work on physical and magic. So this is an interesting change. I don't know who would actually make use of this because Fleeting Time has always been a niche item. It's more of an RG item if I were to say. No pros really use fleeting time because it just goes against like what you would do as a pro. Like you're not there to waste your skills to where you need to rely on fleeting time. You have to use everything optimally, and its stats aren't the greatest to justify buying it when like so many more items are stronger. So it's like it's okay. RG change. You know, physical damage heroes. You might see a use on with fleeting time. You know, pop out his dragon over and over. Who knows? So Twilight got reworks. Upon taking more than 800 damage in a single instance, the excess damage beyond that is reduced by 0.4% max HP without cooldown. So this is like really good versus Leslie. Now I don't know how much damage it actually gets reduced. 0.4% max HP doesn't seem like a lot, and that only really heavily benefits like big tanks. Honestly, I think it's kind of a nerf. I don't think 0.4% max HP is a lot, but I'll have to see it in game. I think that's kind of a nerf, though. Flask. So, okay, this is a good nerf. If they don't receive constant healing, there's a shorter time frame. The Flask shield will actually, like, trigger. That's a pretty good change. I like that. Berserker's Fury. Right, make the total price of the attack crit set and the attack set speed equal. What? I don't get it. Okay, Windtalker. So they got rid of the unique passive Windtalker, but they just added plus 20 physical attack. That's a pretty good buff. Because the passive, it was okay. It helped with wave clear. And it could do like a little bit of chunky damage, but just plus 20 raw physical attack is infinitely better. Infinitely. Expert gloves. Oh, it's a build up attack. Okay, it's a build up. So for all the adaptive items that are new, this builds into it. Interesting. So that's all. That's just item changes, bro. We haven't gotten into the hero changes yet. This is a big patch. So turtle. So the movement speed bonus for turtle is longer now. Like when after you take it and you're running across. And Lord. The longer you fight the Lord, so the longer the Lord is aggroed, it increases its physical penetration by 10%, up to 10 times. So its penetration will effectively double after 10 seconds. So it'll do a lot more damage. It'll be hard to tank unless you're a support, or unless you're a team with a support that can constantly heal. Plus 30% HP to the Summon Lord, dude. That's a lot. That's a lot for late game. That's a big buff right there. Okay, so they reduced the defense of minions early game, but made them stronger in the late game. Okay. And the Lord as well, I guess. Emblems. After 3 consecutive basic attack, hit or skill damage dealt to enemy heroes, all damage dealt increases by 8% for 6 seconds. Oh, that's crazy. So you just do more damage after you hit a combo. Like, if I first skill ults as Lapu, I trigger the passive. Oh, wait, no. Basic attacks. So those basic or skill. So, yeah. Dude, I'll literally first skill Lapu. I can hit both blades. That's like 4 ticks of damage. Wait, is it 2? No, it's just 2. But if you do 2 and then you ult on them, that's 3 ticks of damage. Trigger the passive, triple sleep. 8% bonus damage. That's kind of nuts. And then they made Impure Rage into just max HP. That's a pretty good change because Impure Rage would kind of fall off. And then Marksman Emblem gets 16 adaptive attack instead. That Warcry is insane. That's insane. That is like a really good, strong emblem. Okay, that's all battlefield adjustments, bro. Oh my lord, now we're just getting into hero adjustments. Alright, I'll probably just make it a part 2 then, actually.